Hello, hello. Welcome back, guys. Come on in. Who is ready to get some planning done for next week? I'm so excited. I think it's going to be a good week. Energy's back up, feeling good. The sun is out. I feel good. Let's see. Crystal, howdy, howdy again, writers. Definitely. How you doing again, Crystal? Stephanie, hello, hello again, everyone. Elizabeth, hello. Okay, guys, come on in. How did last week go for you guys? Mine was not bad, not bad. It didn't quite go as I planned entirely, but then I think it's also we have a new schedule going on, so it's getting comfortable with that too. It's not normal for us, so it's like I'm kind of tripping over myself a little bit. Not as bad as I would be if I didn't have a plan, but still a little bit. Hey Jean, welcome. Jean, it is Jean, right? Tell me if I'm saying that right. Welcome. Let's see. So we're gonna dive right on in and get our planning done for today. I've already pulled my last week's plan out and put it in front of me. I even got to decorate last week and got the washi on there. And finally pulled out one of my favorite little things I bought from Muji. Let's see if I can open this puppy up. Come on. There we go. The most basic but wonderful washi tape. You're not going to show up, are you? In the world. I've been using that just for like the general to-dos and stuff. Absolutely love it. Let's see. Mary, hello. Just logged into work. Fingers crossed I don't get any students. It's all good, Anne. Jean, you got it. Good. Excellent. Crystal, last week was awesome. Well, that's awesome to hear. Congrats, hon. We celebrate awesome weeks. Yes. Okay, guys, we're going to just dive on in and get into our plan. So what you should have in front of you is last week's plan and your weekly, if you have it, and have everything together, and then everything that you need for this week for planning. Elizabeth, I didn't do much with my writing last week. I did have brutal mood swings during the first half of the week, and then the second half of the week was better. Interesting. Well, you know what? You did have a plan, though, and I know you did some, so that's good. And you know what? We're going to do a nice little reset, and next week is a new week, and we're just going to dive on in. We're going to commit to what we want to do, and get better and better piece by piece, right? All right, guys. So welcome to Plan the Right Way, where you are the protagonist of your own story. Why we plan: for direction, focus, balance, to reduce stress, and to measure progress. Direction so that we can, when we are interrupted, we can get back on task. Focus, so we kind of know what matters to us, so we're not just letting everything hit us and just jumping in here and there with all the interruptions in life. Kat, you made it. Awesome. And just for the hope, balance is something that will come with time. It's not usually, it doesn't just happen. We work our systems out. We figure out what works for us, what doesn't. We work for what works within our families, within our friend groups, within our work environments. We kind of slowly get it all together. So balance is one of those things we're kind of working toward with the hope of finding it and shaping it. But we're taking control to try to make sure that happens. Let's see, Elizabeth, journaling during the second half of the week was so therapeutic and life-changing. I realized a lot of emotions I had that I didn't know I had will stick, that I had repressed. Oh, yes. That is, yeah, and the journaling just allows you to just get it all out, and then you just empty yourself so that you can be refilled with all the good stuff, right? If you want, and we're going to be doing our planning so we can reduce stress, so that we can handle when things come at us, knowing that, okay, if we have to move this, we know we still want to do it, and we can move it down in our schedule. We can move to the next day. But we have an idea of the time that we have to work with and how we're going to shift things around. And then finally, to measure progress. That one's a simple one. We get to see each week when we believe that we haven't done anything, that, yeah, we did. We moved the needle and we did make progress. Elizabeth, processing these repressed emotions has been essential, and I'm feeling much better now that I've uncovered certain things that allow space for emotional healing from the medical trauma. Oh, that's powerful. I love that. Oh, beautiful, Elizabeth. I'm so happy for you. Okay, guys, we're going to keep going and become the hero of our own stories. Now, this one is new. This is something I've been thinking about for a while. I don't think we need to make a commitment to ourselves that we are going to follow through, that we are worth it, that we are investing in ourselves and in our future to become who we want to be. So for our new mantra is going to be, this week I will make myself a priority and follow through and give myself the time I need to make progress on the projects that matter to me. Every time someone else steals your time, gets in your way, interrupts you, we're going to come back to this mantra and make sure that we are staying centered and true to ourselves and true to the vision that we have for our lives, and take back that control. But we first have to give ourselves permission and commit to ourselves first and make it sure that it truly matters to us. So this is going to be our commitment statement. This week, I will make myself a priority and follow through and give myself the time I need to make progress on the projects that matter to me. Write it down, print it out, put it somewhere where you can see it, where you can use it, where it will be there for you. Okay, guys? Especially when you get into those frustrated cycles that happen when others are not giving us what we need because they don't think that it's any big deal. It is. Elizabeth, I have found that once I journal things out and write down that I'll do something, I feel like I can't not do what I wrote down in my journal that I will do. Oh, love that. Misty, oh my God, I love this, and we'll insert it into my planner as well. Yes, beautiful. Put it in your planner. Definitely. I like that suggestion. All right, guys, let's get started. Stage 1, scenes. This is going to be sort of our strategies that we're going to use as we're making our plan. So a definition of a scene is a section where there is action, a beginning, middle, and end that moves our story forward. If we're putting in a bunch of tasks that are not moving anything forward for us, they're not serving us. Yes, we all have things in our lives that we have to do. And generally we're doing them for someone else, which is fine. But at the end of the day, we need to take back some of what matters to us and allow ourselves to grow and become the people that we want to be. Elizabeth, I also will journal down why I don't want to do something. If I don't want to do something, I have to do. Emotionally processing things is essential for my neurodivergent brain. Yeah, and there's going to be things on our list that we don't want to do. But if they're essential to our family, to our household, to our work, we have to. So yeah, there's a mindset thing that definitely has to take place there. And we're not going to be happy about it, but we're going to get it done because it allows us to have a paycheck come in that pays for everything else, that allows us to also have the time to sit down and write and do our creative work. So we want to make sure we're getting it all done, right? All right, guys. Clarity. What do you want to achieve? Why do you want to achieve it? And how are you going to achieve it? This is where we enter the trials. We're not always going to we're going to be basically guessing a little bit here. We're going to try some stuff out. We're going to try strategies and see what works for us. Sometimes when we're writing and we give ourselves a number goal, some people that works beautifully for, others it does not. Some people are better to have a goal saying, I need to get character A to character B so they can set up the plan for, or something very much structured. Just having a number doesn't get them through the story where moving it forward. It's just words on a page, but they're not going anywhere. They need a more defined goal, right? Kat, I need to stop being time-based in my tasks. I just can't keep on time. I have moved away from my schedule is, how do I put this? My schedule is defined in some regards. There's certain things that are non-negotiables that I have to do. And they're interfering with my creative self, who wants the freedom to plan as the creativity comes to me. So there's a little war going on in my head right now because all this new scheduling is interfering with my ability to just slide in and enjoy the freedom of time. I've lost a lot of time here with the daughter starting university, the other one starting her Special Olympics stuff again. And I'm like, hold on a second, you guys, mommy gets her time too here. So there's been a little struggle between being sick and getting all this other stuff coming at us. Our scheduling has definitely taken a hit. Elizabeth, I want to continue to prepare myself for NaNoWriMo since November will be quite busy and challenging. I will finish the Preptober planner this week. You've got this, son. You've got this. Say, yeah, I hear you, Kat. All right, guys. So don't worry. So what I'm basically saying is the how is going to be try fails, try succeeds. We're going to look each week and see what worked for us, which didn't, and how we're going to adjust that to make it work or not work, or what new thing we're going to try if whatever we did really didn't get through to us and work for the way our minds think, right? The struggle is real. Yes. And we're going to use SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. Be intentional with your time. Be honest about what you can achieve. That's where I was falling a little bit short, because I'm like looking and going, oh, well, we just have to drop her off and then no. We're out of the house now. Other things are going to be happening. So I had to look at my schedule and go, okay, well, now I got to protect some days to make up for that, right? Do you want to be doing this right now? Sometimes we force ourselves to do something during a time when we would be better suited to be doing something analytical, or maybe we're doing something analytical when we're better suited to be using that energy and to be doing something creative, and we're sort of doing things in the wrong time. So we want to make sure that we're checking in with ourselves and kind of with our energy level, but also kind of the amount of decision making you have already been doing all day. If you've been doing decision making all day and then you try to sit down and work on your story and you're working on plot, it sometimes doesn't work so well because you're kind of already fatigued from making decisions. Maybe that would be something suited for earlier in the day, right? Let's see. Gotta go. Got a student stream. Thank you for coming and hanging out, Mary. I hope you have a good teaching session, hun. All right, guys. Our next one will be target dates. I have removed the word deadlines because it is not a word that I like. So we're using target dates because we're doing something creative. Deadlines seem to be too fixed. Whereas a target date, when it's something creative, is something that we're just working toward. We do want to give ourselves an end point. So we're giving ourselves structure of the time, and we're giving ourselves an end point of when we want to have something done. If we never actually have any target dates in mind, projects will just keep going forever and ever and ever because we're not giving any time frame, any structure to that time. No limits to it. We got to start limiting so that we can make sure that we're making it a priority. If we have all the time in the world, we really have no time in the world because we won't make it a priority. So you need to figure out time required to complete the project, completion date, or thereabouts. You can even use a completion week. I kind of like that idea. You're going to schedule it and get it on your calendar. You're going to have your daily, weekly goals as you're sort of breaking it down into smaller and smaller pieces. Your weekly check-in, so you can actually see how you move the needle forward, right? Perfectionism is a thief. So true, Elizabeth. I agree. Any adjustments you're going to make? Maybe this week is busier than next week. So maybe this week should be, a 5K week, or next week, you have an extra couple days. So maybe try for, a 10 or a 15K week next week instead of trying to cram that 10K into this week, which is impossible, right? And then simply to refocus and reset. And if the week didn't go well, that's okay. You still have the following weeks to go. You adjust the plan a little bit and reset and sit down and get the work done, right? Actions. These are the way that we're going to break everything down. Next task steps, measured increments, good, better, best goals, micro steps, whether you need to delegate something or can delegate something, and whether or not to delete. Because sometimes we just set up something in our plans that we don't even it's not even relevant anymore. Get rid of it, right? And we're kind of always looking for problems and delays just because we're not looking forward to them. We are simply looking to make sure that if something's coming up, we can manage it, right? We can see where, okay, I'm not getting this edit back for an extra week or two. Well, what can I now do? Now it's kind of messed up your structure you've got for yourself. But in those 2 weeks, is there something else you can be working on instead, right? Whether it be a new project or some other piece of marketing or cover art or some other piece that you can kind of get in there, right? Elizabeth, I'm going to be practicing driving this week and I'm going to aim to write 5K words this week. Beautiful. Love that. Okay, guys. Stage 2. This is very common. This is our review. This is our backstory. A set of events that have occurred before the main story. So we're going to go through and we're going to simply take a look at how we did last week, what we did well, what didn't quite go so well, and figure out the why, and then basically anything that we need to carry forward. This is basically your simple review. Let's see, Elizabeth, I have a road test on Saturday, October 14th, and I will do the best I can on Saturday. Yes, you will. Fingers crossed. I hope this one is the one. I hope you have your driver's license soon, hon. Okay, guys. So we're gonna pull out last week's plan, and we're gonna start checking our boxes and see what we managed to get done, what we didn't, and if we can answer the why of what happened, that is very powerful and really good information. So we're going to celebrate our successes and gold star moments. I still mean to buy some gold stars. I really do want them on my planner. I want like little ones. We're going to analyze our challenges, our biggest distractions, and our best fixes. Oops, come over here. And then we're going to determine what needs to be determined, how much you actually accomplished of it, because we don't necessarily want to write the entire thing down again. If we did half of it, well, then we want to give ourselves credit for that half that we did, and then take the latter half and move that forward. Do we want to add something to it? Do we want to keep it just as it is? Sometimes we take on more than we should and not realizing that it's a much larger goal than we thought. Okay, guys, let's get our 2-minute timer up and let's do all our percentages and check marks and stars and underlines and little notations to yourself, anything and everything that you can think of that will help you to work better, stronger, and get more done. Okay, guys, and begin. Okay. I was happy to see I got to put a few more check marks down there than I thought. This one I think I actually did pretty good on. Morning pages I was very hit or miss on. But I'm not going to make a big deal about it because I moved it to a different spot in the house. And I figured it would be nice to just be able to kind of do it in the morning and before any other distractions. But I have to get used to now it being in there in the bedroom and not out on the couch where I would normally sit and do it. So that worked out. I got it a few times, so I'm going to take that as a win. Because I did move it and change my relationship with where I use it. Let's see. Elizabeth, I had to spend a while journaling last week so I could gain a bunch of emotional healing from trauma, and that caused me to have a set aside writing this rewrite and maybe got 800 words written. But you still did, and I think you did some important work there, so I think it's good. So don't worry about that, hon. It's okay. I am proud of myself for pushing through the journaling when it got difficult as I started to feel comfortable, repressed. Ooh, interesting emotions. That was powerful work. I'm glad you actually did that. It will heal you and you will get more done moving forward, getting that baggage out, right? Okay, guys. So how did last week go for you? This I still cannot find. I don't know where this is. Did I read for pleasure? Yeah, I read for pleasure. And my daughter and I are going to play that today. So that's on our list to do. There. Okay. Okay, guys, let's move on into our next section. This is an important one. This one is one that we probably don't give ourselves enough time to process. Is what are you avoiding? And the why? Because often it is fear-based, and that fear is stopping you from doing something that's probably not as hard as you think. It's important to you, otherwise you wouldn't keep writing it down. But there's something about it that is that you need to tackle on a deeper level. So, what is it? Figure out the why you're not doing it. It could be an emotional thing. It could be a fear thing. It could certainly be a new skill thing, and you don't think you have the skill set yet to do it. Well, if that's the case, what could you do to manage that? Can you watch some YouTube videos? Can you pick up a book on the subject? Can you break it down and just do one small piece of it? What can you do to make it more manageable so that it stops being something that you avoid? Often it's little things like paperwork that you don't want to do or some kind of test that you're not making a priority, even though if you actually just did it, it would be 5 to 10 minutes of your time and it would be done. And sometimes it's important. It's something that needs to be done, that you need to get off your plate so something else can move forward, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down. We're going to make it priority number 1. We're going to schedule it and we're going to get it done. And if it no longer matters, we're going to delete it and get it off our list. Or if it's something that matters, but you've realized it's not the right time, right season for it, you're going to delay it. It could either be delayed till next month, it could be for December, or it could be something for the new year. But you have to kind of break it down and decide what it is that is holding you back, right? Okay, and 2-minute timer, and let's figure out what we're avoiding and why. Try now. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Elizabeth, I didn't avoid my novel. I just had to journal so I could keep moving forward. I did avoid certain chores. I also didn't get much done with the Preptober planner, but I had something else that took several hours to come up, and I am feeling relief and freedom from sickness, and I'm not planning for sickness anymore since I am healed. And you did give yourself the time, so you will hopefully break the spiral of that because your body is now truly well, right? Okay, guys, our next section, story beats, the frame over which you drape your plot. From Medium, story beats refer to your story structure, timing, and pacing. They are the frame over which you drape your plot. Plot points are events in your story that align with the story beats. So our story beats are going to be the big picture, what we're really trying to achieve. And the plot points are more the strategies that we're going to use and the how. What is it we're doing and the how, right? So we're going to look at our care days, our wellness sick days, our mental health days, our buffer rest days, our low energy days, and our celebration days. We're going to schedule in our mental health and sick days so they're there if we need them, but if we don't, they're bonus days, and we won't be losing time because we've stacked everything into an overly crowded schedule and not being able to actually get back to what we and then it's harder to actually get them done because we know that the following week is most likely another packed schedule. If we put them in our schedule, then we have room to move things around, right? Okay, guys. So we're going to have those in our plan. We're going to look for major conflicts, breaks in routines, vacations, holidays, surgeries, conferences, renovations, etc. And really what we want to look at is what, with these different things in our lives, is going to bring a break in our routine. How long is it going to take us to get back to normal post renovation or surgery or even holiday? And how long is it going to, and before that, how much time do we want to free up before we actually get to any of these? Maybe we know that we're renovating our writing space, which means writing is going to be a lot harder. So maybe we want to try to get a project wrapped up and finished before that renovation starts, right? Plus, you're going to have people making noise and irritating you, and it's going to be harder to write. Let's see. The storyboard, you're going to think in terms of full days, half days, and pinch days. Anyone that is new, a pinch day is one of those crazy busy days where there's already been a bunch of extra things added to your list. I have one of those coming up on Tuesday. And I have a feeling that a few more things are going to get on there, and it's going to be a chaotic day, but I can't see moving any of it. So we're just going to power on through. Writing is going to take a back seat that day. I know it is. My goal is to even get 5 minutes of writing in. I'm going to consider that a win. That's how chaotic it is. But it's one day out of the week, and I know it's coming, and I'm ready for it. Life task days are all those little things that we do when we run errands. We do the laundry, we do the dishes, we do the, we kind of, all the, I want to most call them distractions, but they're distractions from our creative work, right? And then true days off. We should give those to ourselves every once in a while so we can have a day of play and to refill the well and feel good, right? Elizabeth, I will celebrate during this process. I'm in figuring out what my life looks like on the other side of the long time spent with health problems and chronic pain illness. Yes, I am moving forward in health, and I am going to get this Preptober planner done and write the 5K words in this rewrite. You've got this, hon. You've so got this. And then finally, as you're figuring out your goals for the week, figure out which act you're in of that particular goal. Are you in act 1, 2, or 3? Are you at the beginning when everything is new and shiny and fun? Are you in the middle where it's gotten tough and harder to motivate yourself to sit down and write or to work? And you got to figure out some strategies for that. They're all going to be a little different. Or are you near the end? Are you in Act 3 where you're actually finally seeing the finish line and that energy goes up and you're chasing that finish line that's right in front of you? And that's another kind of energy, right? So we're going to determine whether we're in Act 1, 2, or 3 in our projects. Elizabeth, I have no sick days. My true days off are Sundays. That's good, hon. All right, finally, now we get into our plotting. We have all of our strategies, all of our ideas of how we want to look at the week ahead and how we want to look at things and piece things together. So stage 4 is plotting, series of related events making up a story. The 5 basic elements of story are setting, characters, plot, conflict, and resolution. Whatever we're doing, we have a where. Often we have other people we have to deal with. Now, characters in this case could be our characters on the page that may or may not be cooperating, or they could be characters in our lives that could be making things hard for us to get that time in and make ourselves a priority to do the creative work that we want to do. Plot is kind of easy. That's the what. Conflict is all those little time restraints, limitations, other obligations that are going to be coming at us. And the resolution is the outcome we're looking for this week. In the example of Elizabeth, she wants to have 5K words in her rewrite, and she wants to have that Preptober planner done. So she knows structurally exactly what she's trying to head toward, and everything else she's got to figure out to make that happen. Let's see, I'm in the depth of a rewrite, and I am in the middle where things are tough since I have to spend a lot of energy on brainstorming and figuring out this plot as I move along with writing this rewrite. Yes, I have hardly any words in this rewrite, and I'm going to push myself to stop making excuses. Oh, that's powerful. I love that. Okay, guys, so the first one we're doing is our quarterly focus and figuring out what it is that's new to Q4 that we are going to be working on. What new opportunities have come along, any prep or research that we're doing that's kind of prepping us for something that's a future thing we want to do. And this is a tiny little piece of it to kind of give us the knowledge and the skill set we need. Anything we need to reduce, remove, or delay, we're still early in the quarterly process, so hopefully not too much. Okay, guys, let's start filling in our planner with our quarterly focus. Okay, let's see here. Elizabeth, my quarterly focus is this rewrite. I'm going to aim to have 20,000 words written in this rewrite at the end of the month instead of the 25 I originally had planned. Journaling is a priority. I must plan accordingly. I like that you're leaving that 5K for the journaling. That's really good. Okay, guys. Projects, active, on hold, and new. And while you're putting these down, you're looking at your what, why, and your how. The what is easy. Write the book. Write Project X. But the why is, is this your this is the one you're publishing by the end of Q1, right? That would be one of your whys. This is the book that's going out. This is a novella, and it's got to be released by the end of November or whatever it may be, right? And your how is the steps you're going to take to get there, how you're breaking it down, what you need to achieve on the book, what steps are still yet to be done. And yeah, let's dive in 2 minutes and let's fill our plan with our projects and go. Oops. Okay, let's see. Um, let's see, Elizabeth, my rewrite is a priority and I'm going to have it done by the end of January. November is the month where I will put my foot heavy on the gas pedal and I will get a lot done so I can win Nano. Ooh, nice. My stretch goal for November is 60K words if I could do that, but I am going to aim for 50K. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. A nice tiering too. Crystal, my active, continue on my October 11th deadline of tightening my outline of forming characters. On hold, working on author platform while I achieve this. New craft books I've brought in to help me finesse what I currently have. Oh, that's lovely. Nicely broken down there. Very nicely done, Crystal. All right, guys, this one's our easy one. This is the normal planning, if you will, the important dates for the next 2 weeks because we really want to know what's coming at us. So events, birthdays, appointments, commitments, and any workshops or classes that you want to attend, whether live or virtual. And note travel time, action steps, prep, confirmation if needed, especially in the online world, but sometimes it's a phone call too. And any paperwork that you need to get done for said events. Okay, guys, this one's easy. This one, I just bring up your monthly calendar, and that way you can see everything that's coming at you and get it down where you'll have a list that will serve you best and you'll not make any mistakes. If you have any gifts that you have to, anyone you have to shop for, if you have to mail a card, anything like that, that way everything is listed and you know what steps you're going to have to take. So you're not going to forget anything and you're not going to waste mental energy trying to remember all these little details. It's down on paper. You know, so-and-so's birthday is in 2 weeks. You want to mail them a birthday card. You know when you do it, you know that it's going to take at least a few days in the mail. When do these deadlines have to hit? So that you make sure that person has that birthday card on their birthday. Okay, guys, let's do this. Come on, wakey wake. And 2 minutes. And let's look at the next 2 weeks. Okay. That looks like, other than, well, evening stuff, but Tuesday is the crazy, crazy, crazy. Everything else, I should basically be able to sort of relax in the evening anyway, so that should be okay. Wow. That is chaos. I don't want to do Tuesday. Can I just take the day off? Let's see. Let I leave off. Elizabeth, I am going to aim for a 10K words day on Saturday, November 4th. Sweet. Love that. That would also be our double down day, wouldn't it? It's gonna be awesome. Let's see, Crystal, I forgot to plan my workouts for the week. I normally do that on Fridays. Okay. I'll get that down. Yes, your workouts, guys, definitely important. Elizabeth, I have a Thursday evening commitment during Q4 and I will plan accordingly. I like that too. All right, guys. This is the nitty-gritty. This is all the easy stuff we're used to dealing with. These are our supporting tasks. This is our chores, errands, meal planning, exercise plan, admin tasks, business planning, banking, bill due dates, insurance, planning, daily and weekly. Try to have your planner out in a way that you can have a good relationship with it and that you're checking in with it at least a couple times a day. I think that's a good way of looking at it. Maybe in the morning and either before bed, or maybe if you can get that third one in the afternoon, so you can kind of always resetting and seeing your plan and knowing your navigation where you're headed, right? Let's see, the your live sprints you want to attend. I have bad for that. I tend to remember them as they're done. But I also haven't been writing them down in my schedule. So if I get them written down, that will help me a lot to actually remember what times things are at and make sure I'm showing up for them. At least some of them. I mean, it's just been crazy. Let's see. Elizabeth, I have a Jean, hello. My Thursday is bananas. I feel you. I just want to crawl into a hole and hide, actually. I don't want to do Tuesday at all. It doesn't end. It will, that day starts at probably, if I'm being conservative, chaos will probably ensue around noon and will keep going until about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I don't want to do this. But things have to happen, so I'm going to put on my big girl panties and get them done. Phyllis, hello, happy Sunday to you too, hon. Just joining, being out, enjoying nature. Yes, it's gorgeous here. I want to get outside and just get a little bit of sunshine on me. Okay, guys, let's jump on into our supported tasks and make sure everything that's important to us is getting done. Everything that's important to keeping us healthy, happy, and fulfilled. Okay, guys, begin. Let's see, Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. Let me get the later one. So okay, now I may have to actually do meal planning. That might be a smart one to do. We have a lot of evening stuff with a lot of different time starts, and I may have to actually think about dinner in a more less relaxed state. I normally deal with it. Let's see, Elizabeth, I'm going to aim to write 2K words on Wednesday, 1.5K words on Tuesday, and the other 1.5 words between Friday and Saturday. I like that. Monday, I can write words and, if possible, end up with more than 5K words this week. Oh, love how I broke that down. That's sweet. Okay, guys, let's head into our next stage. Stage 5, Protagonist. Definition: the character who drives the action. And that is you. You can have no story without you, and you're the one in charge of deciding what happens and when it happens and making yourself a priority. Okay, guys? So this goes back to our commitment statement, but also has a bit to do with some things that are holding us back, such as our misbeliefs. What bad choices have you been making that are affecting your overall health, energy, and concentration? I use the example of switching out sugary drinks for water. That's just one way of doing it. I have a chip habit that I enjoy, and I decide, okay, I'm not going to get rid of the chips, but I'm going to I'm not bringing the bag out. I'm going to literally just pour a little tiny bowl, and all I get is that little tiny bowl. And preferably instead of, a couple bags of chips a week, maybe 3, sometimes when I'm being extra naughty, I'm going to try to reduce that down to 1 bag. That's it. Manage it throughout the week. If I have it, eat it all up early, that's it. I can't have any more for the week. And see if I can start consuming things on a little bit slower, less calories, because they're not really good for you. And try not to eat that kind of stuff so much anymore, because I don't really feel good afterwards. They taste good eating them. That's about it. Okay, guys, so let's figure out what small change you're going to make. I think it's going to be a physical one again. I fell off a little bit on my walking with being sick, so I'm going to sort of do a little reset and I'm going to change my minimum again to kind of get myself back up, which is what successfully worked last time. And go. Okay. Let's see. How did you come up with here? I'll practice driving this week. Yes, yes. I was just writing the word down driving. I'm like, okay, I did get one once in this week, which is good. I knew the last couple were going to be a little messed up, but you know what? Reset. It's okay. Life happened. COVID happened. And that's okay. I'm feeling much better. Now I can get back literally in the driver's seat. Let's see, Crystal, I will not buy white chocolate caramel clusters from Sprouts this week. I will buy more organic pears and Honeycrisp apples instead. Nice, although the other sounds really yummy. Christmas, here's a fun one. One of your rewards for NaNoWriMo. Just thinking here. That sounds like a wonderful treat to have. And you could make it a daily, or you could make it one of your 10K or 20K or something if you're into that. Okay, guys. New skills. I love this one. Why this? Why now? Do you need to apply or purchase? What does your reading study time look like? What does your practice time look like? And what does your evaluation time look like? And what structure you're using to determine if you're getting it done and how well you're doing at it. Now, this could be a continuation as well. Driving is still a new skill. I'm getting better at it, but it's still a new skill. And I want to start working on more specific parts of it, and also make it more of a priority so that hopefully I can go in and do the road tests before winter decides to hit, or I will definitely be putting that off until later. The idea of driving in the snow, I am so not ready for that, guys. Okay, let's see. Crystal, you were looking me right in the eyes when you said that. Thank you for the suggestion. You're welcome, huh? All right, guys, let's look at these new skills, see what they are, how they're supposed to be helping us. Sometimes it's just simply it's a new skill that we are curious about and something that we always want to learn about. And it doesn't actually have the end result other than bringing us joy. So that's a very important distinction. It doesn't always have to be linked to something in our business or in our writing. Sometimes it can just simply be for the joy of learning it, the joy of adding this to our lives. Okay? Okay, guys, new skills. Let's figure out what they are, what we're kind of continue on, which new pieces of it we're going to be taking in. If it's from a book or a course, which modules or which pages do you plan to read, that kind of thing, and go. Yes. Okay. Crystal, my new skills are including what I'm learning from the craft books. Perfect. Better to learn it now than after the novel is finished. Very true. Side note, reading fiction makes me a better author, storyteller too. It's so true. It really does. And it refills the well in a way that nothing else will. So that is beautiful. I love that. Okay, guys. Self-care, refilling the well with our favorite activities, getting outdoors, which Phyllis was just doing, trying something new, always good for the mind and for the spirit. Journaling, Elizabeth. Reading, Crystal. And playing games, whether they be card games, board games, or video games. Any kind, or even physical games like trying to think of something. Can't think of one right now. So scheduling your self-care, guys. You deserve it and you need it, right? Self-care can be dancing. Dancing, just dancing in your room. Just letting the joy wash through you and over you, right? Okay, guys. Phyllis, new skills, revision skills. Signed up for a class this quarter. Ooh, sweet. Which one did you sign up for, hun? Share, please. Elizabeth, I broke the daily journaling habit I started last month, and now I'm going to keep journaling as a daily habit. I need to keep it up. I also need to do what I need to do for my mental, emotional health. Scrabble, chess, Monopoly. Sorry. Yes, yes. Oh, yes. Chess. Oh, yeah. Shoots and Ladders is a kid's game. It is, but it's fun. Chess is all over my house. It definitely is. Okay, yeah, we're playing a new one, my daughter and I, The Lost Cities, which seems like this simple card game, but it's so, I love how strategic it is. We're loving it. Okay, guys, let's fill in our schedule with some of those self-care ideas that we're going to try to do this time around. And don't go too crazy because, of course, we don't want to overwhelm. This is the idea of deciding now, maybe 3 or 4 things. That way, when it comes time to sit down and do some self-care, we're not going to get paralyzed by decision. We're going to dive into one of these things that we have decided for this week to make ourselves feel good. And go. Oops, if I actually click on that. Oops. Okay, let's see. Candyland. Yes, that's a fun one. It's actually it's supposed to be a game for littles, but sometimes you pull it out at the kids. It's just kind of a reminder of a simpler, funner times. It really is. Sweet spot there. Phyllis took a mental health day on Friday. Spent some time in nature in a great outdoor garden. So refreshing. Oh, that sounds lovely. Elizabeth, Battleship. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one we don't have anymore, but that was a fun game. Again, cutthroat. We have a lot of very competitive games in this house because my daughter and I are both extremely competitive. We also are like cooperative. So we kind of do, it's either one of the ends of spectrum. There's not a lot of in-betweens in our games. Let's see. Crystal, quiet refills my well, as does walking, listening to biblical meditation. I like working out, doing my skincare routine, watching the sunrise and sunset, and of course, reading. Oh, lovely, beautiful things. Elizabeth, I plan to spend some time getting some exercise. Nice. Crystal, spending time with my son and our family refills my well in a different, more expansive way. My cup runneth over. Oh, sweet. Elizabeth, I now want to play Battleship. Yes, exactly. Okay, guys. We are going into stage 6, the rising action. All the events that happen in a story on the way to the climax. The climax, of course, is going to be us committing to ourselves and getting and moving the needle on the projects that matter to us so that we can take the throne. We're going to use that. We're going to take the throne. So, deep focus. Which goal will you focus on per session? Think in blocks of 2 to 3 hours. This is like a really deep focus, guys. Like I know we do our 45s, but this is kind of even deeper than that. This is saying that this is going to be my one solid block, maybe two, depending on the project or how many you have, of writing right here. Tuesday afternoon, right there on the schedule, you're taking a 3-hour block and it's dedicated to your writing. I had challenged you if we could find a way to play online. It'd be fun. I don't know how we do it, but yeah. So yeah, we want to basically look at, we want to create an agenda for this session to make sure that we are sitting down and we are having focused time. Now, if you have 3 goals, that equals 3 focus days, 3 focus sessions, 1 for each. If you only have 2 goals, maybe you can have 2 sessions for the more important one and then 1 for the other, and just kind of work it out from there. Wednesday will be a deep focus day for my novel rewrite. Melissa has sprints from 6 to 8 p.m. Yes, Eastern, she does. All right, guys. So we're going to put a 2-minute timer on here and figure out when would you be able to do a deep session. Where does it fit into your schedule? And just kind of pencil in a couple ideas. That's all we're looking at for right now. And go. Tuesday, maybe. Okay, what did you guys come up with? I figured out Wednesday I should have a nice block in the afternoon. I could take a nice 3-hour block for writing. Because I know Monday we're going to be doing our Thanksgiving, so that's going to not be a great writing day. I want to do a little bit, but I don't think I can't see a deep dive on that one. And then on Tuesday, well, we know if I'm lucky I get 5 minutes, I'm going to take that as a hurrah. So I'm thinking Wednesday is a nice day to really have a nice core writing session. Let's see. Elizabeth, Wednesday will be a deep focus day for my novel rewrite. Okay. Phyllis, this is good. I am going to consider using the deep focus for my file cabinet reorganization and some financial tests. Nice. Elizabeth, I want to do a social media fast in November, and the only social media I'll engage in is Facebook Messenger, music on YouTube, and these live writing sprints. Oh, love that. That's beautiful. All right, guys. And the other one I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to try for Friday, and I'm going to set time aside for the developmental editing for fiction course. Then I'm going to do the coursework on Friday afternoon, maybe about a 2-hour block, but I think that would make a difference. Because I think I can watch the videos and stuff and do the readings in between that, but the actual coursework, I want to focus time for that. Let's see, Joanne, hello, how's it going? Hi, everyone. What are you working on today? We are almost wrapping up the planning session, and I'm hoping you guys like the changes. I feel like they're deeper and they're better for us to have we're having a deeper focus on ourselves and a deeper commitment to ourselves with this session. Crystal, my son just lost his tooth. Congrats, that's a wonderful moment. Is it his first? My babies aren't babies anymore. Both my babies are adults. And finally, guys, our second to last panel, the outline. This is where we're going to sit down, we're going to pull out our planner, pull out our weekly plan, and we're going to create our master plan ideal week. We're going to create Monday's plan, including our top 3 of projects we want to work on and what progress we want to make. We're going to populate your planner with your entire plan. This is our first attempt at it. So things are going to get moved around, and that is perfectly normal. That is perfectly normal. It feels like when we set a plan, everything should go exact. It doesn't happen in our writing, and it doesn't happen in our lives. This is basically our best guess so that we can actually have some structure to our week, right? You're going to schedule in your self-care, your mental health, and your buffer days. Can you successfully manage to do everything you've chosen with the time you have? Sometimes once you get it on paper, you see that you have taken on far more than you can do in a week. This is where we're going to start doing some of that reducing and a little bit of delegating. And sometimes if we really have to, deleting or delaying, right? And this is basically the first draft of your weekly plan. Throughout the week, you're going to work it through and you're going to see what works for you, what doesn't, and make changes accordingly. But you're going to be successful because you have a plan to follow. And when you do have to make a change, you know why you're making it, right? Let's see. Phyllis scheduling a deep focus for later in the month to prepare for Dano. Love that. Crystal, not his first, but it was one of the big ones. I love that. Happy mummy moment, right? All right, finally, guys, as always, celebrate your successes, your gold star moments, and your best fixes. How will your story end? Enter this new world and create the ending that you want. Take control of your time, commit to yourself, invest in yourself. Make sure you get that statement, that commitment statement somewhere in your planner, on a post-it in front of you at your computer. Make yourself a priority, guys. That's the only way we're going to truly make change in our lives, by showing up for ourselves. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. and planning an amazing week, I hope. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys next weekend. Do we have anything interesting next weekend? I think we're fairly normal. So I'll see you guys for the writing sprints. 5 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, and I'll see you guys for planning on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Elizabeth to Joanne, today I'm working on journaling, and the rest of the week I'll be working on a rewrite of my novel. You are so welcome, Phyllis. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will see you guys throughout the week. I literally wrote down the lives that I can attend because I'm going to make it to at least some of them this week. I'm getting back into my life and back into doing the things that I enjoy. And I'm going to do it with some of you guys, I hope. Crystal, thank you, Tracy. Have a wonderful rest of your day. You too, hon. Elizabeth, thank you to the moon and back, Tracy, for this planning session. You are so welcome, hon. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Go get all your stickers and washi tape and markers out and decorate your plan and make it gorgeous so it'll even be more fun to use. I'll see you guys on the weekend for sure, if not throughout the week. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Bye. There we go. Bye, guys.